Hello there. This is James, and you're watching OneRoyal, and it's live. But it's not just a OneRoyal live broadcast. Oh no, it's a watch-along. That's right, it's a watch-along of the NFP. So happy NFP Day, everyone. Now, there is a lot of anticipation on this announcement. There usually is. Okay, there usually is. But certain things have happened over the previous couple of trading sessions, which probably put a little bit more impact on today's NFP, which of course we will discuss before it's announced, which is announced in just under 9 minutes. But before we get into all that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, there are the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. So before we start talking about why the market is looking at the NFP under a microscope today, for those who are new to trading, they might not know what the NFP and why it is important. So let's talk about it. Now, the NFP, okay, or the non-farm payroll, is released by the US Bureau, easy for me to say, of Labor Statistics, and it presents the number of new jobs created in the US during the previous month, not including farm workers. Hence the title non-farm. Clever, huh? Now, usually the higher the number indicates economic growth, because obviously if the jobs are going up, then it means the economy is growing. A lower number could indicate economic slowdown. So the market's looking at this with all the trade war, all the tariff wars, all the conversations, the twists and turns we've had so far. We're all looking at this to see whether or not we are going to see signs that the US labor market is indeed slowing down. Now, there is a reason why a lot of the market's looking at this thinking we might see a negative number, and that is because the ADP job report, which is the private payrolls, came in and released on Wednesday. It was announced 37,000 versus 114,000 expected. In fact, that was the lowest number, the ADP, or the smallest increase in the ADP since March 2023. Now, ADP chief Nyla Richardson, who is, the chief of the ADP report, he said this in relation to the numbers when it was released. The real numbers we're seeing now does not point to a labor market collapsing, but there is hiring hesitancy. Trade policy uncertainty is weighing down on hiring. He also went on to add this as well. He said, it's like driving through fog for some of our firms here. When you're in that situation, you can't really stop, but you might slow down. So this is what we are seeing. Of course, Trump jumped on the bandwagon as soon as the ADP employment number came in. He had this to say. He said this. He said, again, straight away attacking Jerome Powell, the Fed chair. He said, the ADP number's out. Too late, Powell. Must lower the rate now. And this moves me on to my other point. It's not just about economic growth, the number today. And we'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. But it's also about the market trying to ascertain when the Fed may cut interest rates. But we'll talk a little bit more about that. But it's not just ADP, which came in disappointing, the lowest number since 2023. Oh, no. As well as that, US initial claims is worrying the market a little bit. Now, for those of you who are new to initial claims basically is the number of people who've signed on for for unemployment benefit for the first time. Okay, it's done weekly. So we had 247,000 more people sign on for unemployment benefit for the first time. Okay, now I often say I look at the initial claims as an early warning indicator, give us an indicator of when the labor market might start slowing down. Now, this number is actually the highest number of people signing on for unemployment benefit for the first time since October 2024, so 8 months ago. And here's the other worrying thing. As well as the initial claims, which is the number of people signing on for unemployment benefit for the first time, there's also continuing claims as well. And this is the number of people who remain unemployed. And that number is hovering around the highest level in nearly 4 years, which is indicating that unemployed workers are finding it difficult to find new jobs. So indeed, there is signs that indeed the labor market is slowing down. So anyway, all eyes are going to be on today's farm payroll, non-farm payroll, which is due just under 3 minutes. So I better get through my next couple of bits, my next couple of points quite quickly. Now, the expectation for the NFP is for the number to come in at 130,000. Previous number was 177,000, so they are expecting a lower number. As well as that, we obviously going to have the US unemployment rate as well. Expectation is for that number to come in at 4.2%. The previous number was 4.2% as well. So they're not expecting an increase in unemployment. As well as this, as well as the NFP, as well as unemployment, we've also got average earnings month on month, average earnings year on year as well. But like I say, it's not about the job market, or not just about the job market the market's looking at. Hello there. Hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you. It's not just about the job market. Of course, this is going to be looking really, like I say, as an indication if the Fed may cut interest rates in July. Now, a good number, maybe between 160 to 200, they may cut rates, or they may hold rates if it's a good number. If it's below 100,000, though, the market might start pricing in, indeed, a Fed rate cut in July. In fact, the CME Fed Watch tool currently prices a 30% probability of a 25 basic point cut in July. Now, we're coming just under a minute. So let's go through some potential scenarios and have a look at some potential scenarios on this event before it happens. So, potential scenario number 1, NFP is announced higher than expected and the dollar gains strength. Potential scenario number 2, announced lower. The dollar comes under pressure as the Fed rate cut possibility increases. Potential scenario number 3, NFP is announced as expected, labor market remains steady and US gains strength. And potential scenario number 4, NFP is announced either way and the market ignores it because it's too transfixed with the ongoing Musk-Trump divorce drama. So anyway, let's have a quick look and get ready for the announcement because it's about to happen. This is the euro dollar I want to look at because I'm quite interested in the euro dollar pair at the moment. So we've got 10 seconds till it comes out. And let's see the market starts to react. So we've got 10 seconds. Now, okay, straight away looking at the euro. Okay. Okay, so we've got weaker euro straight away. Right. NFP comes in slightly higher than expected. Number 139 versus 130,000 expected. Unemployment comes in at, where's the unemployment? It comes in at 4.2% as expected. Average earnings month on month higher than anticipated, and average earnings year on year higher than expected, 3.9%. But that NFP number comes in better at 139 versus 130. Not massive. It's not massive. It's not massive. It's lower than the previous number, but it's still higher than anticipated. Again, indicating that the US labor market is holding steady. And again, this is going to make the market think the Fed is going to hold steady with cutting rates. So again, like I say, not as drastically bad as the ADP. I often don't see the ADP or the NFP related anyway, but some analysts do. I for one, don't. But better than expected, higher than expected, just by 9,000, but still, that is a good number. Let's have a quick look at the rest of the assets. So straight away, the euro spiked lower. Let's have a look at the British pound as well. That's also spiked lower against the greenback. Let's look at my beloved gold. Gold came under pressure, $3,353, slight spike downwards as well. And let's have a look at the dollar yen as well. Where is it? Dollar yen. Where have I put it? Where have I put it? There it is. Dollar yen, again, spiked higher. Like a vicious spike up higher. Currently trading 144.36. If you look at the dollar index as well, see how the dollar index is favoring this announcement. Back above 99. Don't forget, the dollar's been under pressure a lot over the previous couple of trading sessions. And like I say, it was set to trade around a 5 month. I actually have a 5th month of losses again, but it has a little bit of a boost in it. I don't think, to be totally open though, I don't think this is the game changer for the fortunes of the US dollar. I still think the US dollar is going to remain under pressure. And here's the other thing as well. A little sip of coffee because I got really excited. Really excited because that is a better number, slightly better number. Here's the thing. We're not really going to see the proper impact of what the market thinks until about an hour's time when the market opens in the US. But even so, we can see straight away, slightly stronger dollar. It is indeed a slightly higher number, but I don't think in relation to dollar weakness, this is going to be a game changer. But we'll have to see how the market thinks as it opens in 1 hour's time. So there we go. Higher NFP, higher than expected, 139 versus 130 anticipated. US unemployment stays the same at 4.2%. And we've got higher average earnings month on month and higher average earnings year on year. So once again, the US labor market seems to be holding off the burden of tariffs and the trade war uncertainty. Don't forget, of course, you can ask me questions anytime. This is indeed a live show. So say hi, ask me questions, or if you like, share with me your opinions. I always like to hear what you guys think, or what you're trading at the moment. You're a gold trader, single currency trader, indice trader, stock trader. Let me know what you think. And also at the same time, it's a fun topic to talk about. What do you think currently, obviously, about this brutal divorce we are watching between Musk and Trump live in front of everybody for our entertainment? Let me know what you think about that. Of course, you're watching me on YouTube, which is great. And you like this sort of content. Obviously, we do this on a regular basis and we do go live every day. By all means, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time we're going live. And if you like this sort of content and you've put up with me, my over-the-top enthusiasm and excitement and pretty my eccentric behavior, by all means, give me one of these. It's nice to know that you like what we do. And as well as that, I have noticed a lot of people do watch the recordings or go back to watch the recordings, which is great. And if you are watching the recording, you're not watching this live, and of course, indeed, you have a question or a comment, by all means, put it in the comments below, and I will see it and I will reply to it next time I go live on air, which is practically every single day. I've got a question here. I'm sure you called it months ago with this. Yeah, I did. But I think it's not just me. A lot of people probably anticipated those two falling out because you have two giant egos and two very narcissistic people. So, it was going to happen. So I don't think it was just me who saw that coming. But yeah. I have mentioned this before, that it was a matter of time before they fall out. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, nice comment, nice question. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And yeah, and the other matter as well, of course, if you're not part of the OneRoyal family at the moment, and you wish to find out a bit more about us, there's a link in the description below. By all means, click the link and have a little look at us and find out a bit more about us, which is always great. Okay, well, let's have a quick look at the week ahead next week as well, because we've got some other data which is coming out, which is going to be just as exciting as the NFP. And that is, of course, next week we have UK claimant count, US CPI, US PPI, German CPI, and US consumer sentiment. Now, the big ones for me, of course, is going to be US CPI. Are we finally going to get hints of inflation? Same with the producer price index, which is the PPI. Again, are we going to get hints that inflation is increasing? And consumer sentiment, which has been under pressure recently, but has got slightly better from the previous survey. So are we going to see a change of heart with that as well? So that's going to be a big thing to keep an eye on there. So it's a big week next week. So make sure, you come along and join me if you like, and we talk about it and see what else happens, as well as that. No doubt we're going to be talking about, excuse me, the ongoing Musk-Trump divorce and more trade drama. So it should be a fun week, as always. But for now, the breaking news, of course, is that the non-farm payroll, much anticipation of it being a lower number, has in fact came in higher than expected, but only by a small amount, only by 9,000 extra jobs. Now it's at 139 versus 130 expected. For the short term, for now, we are seeing a stronger dollar, but we're not going to have to see what the market really thinks about it as it opens in just under an hour's time. Because don't forget, previous reading was 177,000. So we are short the previous number. We are dropping off. So anyway, let's see what happens later. If there is no questions, not a problem. Leaves me to say only one more thing. First of all, thank you one and all for joining me on this watch along, and thank you for the nice comment as well from Funny Doob. I love that name. It's a cracking name. But it leaves me to say one other thing. Don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.